Hi everyone, today we are so excited to have a special guest with us. This is Father J. McPhillips, pastor of St. Helens Parish. He is going to be telling us about his new book.
Hi everyone. The name of the book is Let Me Tell You About My Son, and it's subtitled How Mary's Rosary Can Lead You to a Deeper Knowledge of Her Son and His Saving Plan.
So first, this book has a lot to do with Mother Mary. So you have devotions to both Mother Mary and the Rosary. So how did this relationship start?
Actually, I explained that in the book. It's very interesting. When I was growing up, it was right after the Second Vatican Council, and there were a lot of changes happening in the church. And a lot of times the devotion to Mary was not really emphasized. And so I was never, growing up, sadly, I did not have a strong devotion to Our Lady. We had May crownings and things like that in the classroom, but she really wasn't emphasized that much. And so one of the things I explained in the book, when I was ordained, I kind of saw Mary more as an ecumenical problem than as a real aid to my faith and as someone who walks with me and as a mother who watches over me. But that really changed after I came here to St. Helens. My first year here at St. Helens, we had a boy in the parish. He was 17 years old, and he was working with his dad, and he had a terrible accident, and he ended up in the hospital, and he ended up dying. And I went down to visit him several times. He was in one of the downtown hospitals. And every time I went to visit him, his mother was there. And she was right at the foot of his bed, holding his hand and talking and telling how much she loved him. And I knew she would do anything to trade places with her. And so that day when I was on my way home, it was like Jesus smacked me upside the head and said, now do you understand a mother's love? Now do you understand how nobody went through suffering with me like my mother Mary? And it really changed my relationship with Mary at that point.
What made you decide to write this book?
Well, actually, I wanted to write a book for a long time. I'm very interested in apologetics. And apologetics is defending the faith. And that's something that has really, really been interesting to me and something that's really deeper than my heart that I want to explain to people where our Catholic beliefs are in the Bible and how to understand the Bible correctly. So I've started writing a couple other books, actually, but this is the first one I finished. And much of what I wanted to say in those books on apologetics are in here. And so I wanted for a long time to write a book. I've been at St. Helens a long time, and I see this as an opportunity to maybe have an impact beyond my own parish, to maybe impact the spiritual lives of other people.
Can you explain how the book works in helping us pray the Rosary?
Absolutely. I got the idea actually from Pope John Paul II, not personally, but just in his writing. When he came out with the new mysteries, the luminous mysteries, he was trying to get people more involved in praying the Rosary and to renew that interest in praying the Rosary. And so one of the things he encouraged people to do, he talked about how in the Hail Mary prayer, that the center of the prayer is the name Jesus. And he encouraged people to have a little reflection at that point to help them keep focused on the mystery that they're praying. And so what I have in this book is there's a reflection for all 203 Hail Marys and all 4 sets of mysteries of the Rosary. And it's right after the name of Jesus. And so we're also making a CD, and that's not quite done yet. Hopefully it'll be done very soon, where I pray it with myself and another parishioner and some of our Legion of Mary members. And so that way people can put the CD in their car and they can pray the CD, can pray the Rosary the way I encourage people to do it in the book. So there's a reflection for every Hail Mary in all 4 sets of mysteries.
What are you hoping that readers take away from your book?
Well, I'm hoping they take a lot away. One, it's a book on prayer. Obviously, it's all about the Rosary. It's a book on spirituality, on how they can ponder the mysteries of our faith and enter more fully into those mysteries, where Mary takes them by the hand and basically says, let me tell you about my son. It's also a study on a book on Bible study. You really can't understand the Catholic faith unless you understand how the Old Testament is the foundation of the New, and how Jesus came to bring to fulfillment all the Old Testament. And so I really highlight the connections between the Old and the New Testament and how Jesus brings about fulfillment. And then it's a book, as I mentioned before, of apologetics, of defending the faith. So my hope is, I mention in the book itself, I call it Karate Kid Apologetics. Did you ever see the Karate Kid movie? The first Karate Kid movie. Well, this older guy, he's teaching this young kid how to do karate. You're supposed to be teaching him, but he has him waxing his car and waxing, wax on, wax off. And at one point, the kid gets really mad and said, "You're supposed to be teaching me karate. How's this teaching me karate? You have me waxing the car." And he goes to hit him, and the kid uses the same movement that he uses for waxing to block it. And he says, "You see, in repetition, you're learning how to defend yourself. You're learning how to deflect a punch." And so if you read the book and then pray the rosary the way I encourage you to pray it, it's like Karate Kid Apologetics. So when somebody says to you, "Where's the Pope in the Bible?" you remember it. Why do you Catholics baptize infants? You know why we do that. Why do you honor Mary? You can remember that. So my hope is that it's all of those things. It's prayer, spirituality, Bible study, and defending the faith.
I know that viewers will want to take advantage of this amazing book. So where can they buy it?
Okay, well right now it's on Amazon. So if you go to Amazon.com and you can put either the title in the book, the name, Let Me Tell You About My Son, or you can put Father J. McPhillips, F.R.J. McPhillips, and it'll pop up. Now it was interesting because when it first went on Amazon and I put Father J. McPhillips in, 2 books popped up. There's another J. McPhillips out there who wrote a book, and it's not this book, and it's not me. So make sure you buy the right book. But you can get it on Amazon right now, and I'm going to be going to some local bookstores to see if they have like a local author's corner where they would put my book. But I want to wait to do that until the CD is ready, so that people can get both the book and the CD.
We hope you all can use this unique way to pray the rosary. Thank you again, Father Jay.
Well, thank you for having me, and God bless you, and God bless all of you.
See you all next time. Bye.